get your files from Fusion 360 and put them into Adobe Illustrator so they're ready to be laser cut. So I've got my design here that I've drawn. As you can tell, the tutorial one that you drew with me is just a little bit too small to fit your light source in. You can see I've put it into this file here, so you will need to draw a new box. Even if your box looks like this box, you will need to draw a new one with the sizes of your box. If you're not sure what those sizes are going to be, please come and see me and we'll work it out together. Now to get this particular design over to Adobe Illustrator and the laser cutter, we need to export some 2D drawings. Now, even though this has got 5 sides, so we've got our 4 sides and then our base underneath here, I've actually only got 3 sides because you can see this side here. We'll call it side 1 if you like, with the holes in it. That's one shape. This shape over here is the same. Then we've got a second here and here, and a third on the base. So to get 2D drawings, what we need to do is we need to go up to Sketch, click on Create Sketch, and then click on the side. So I'm going to click over here. It's going to bring it round, and then we hit P for Project on the keyboard, and then we click on the shape that we want. There you go, and hit OK. And now if we turn our bodies off to help us out a bit, you'll see that I've got that shape now. That's Sketch 7 here. So I open up my Sketches pad here. I've got Sketch 7. I'm going to call Sketch 7 side 1. Okay, let's turn everything back on again. And then I hit Stop Sketch. That's all there is to it. So I've got one side done. So I'm going to do the side with the holes now. Once again, up onto Create Sketch. Select the side with the holes on it. P for Project. Select the side. Hit Enter. And now you see I've got Sketch 8. I'm going to change that to side 2. And then finally, I'm going to go Stop Sketch up the top. I'm going to come down to the bottom, create Sketch, hover over the bottom piece, P for Project, hover back over, click, Enter. And then I'm going to call this one Bot. So now I've got, if you turn all these off, you'll be able to see my sketches in 3D. I've got a 2D version of my 3 parts that I require. Now I need to get those part files, or those shapes if you like, into what's called a DXF file format. So if I go back to my sketches down here on the left and I right click on side 1, I can hit save as DXF. On desktop, I'm going to make a new folder. I'm going to call it box shoot, and I'm going to call this side 1. Save. Then I'm going to right click on side 2, save as DXF. I'm in box shoot still, so I'm going to go side 2, save that, and then I'm going to right click on the bottom, save as DXF, and I'm going to call that bot, like so. Okay, now what I need to do is I need to change software. So I'm going to jump back in, I'm going to open up Adobe Illustrator, and I'm going to go File, New, and I'm going to maybe go A3 piece of paper here, and I'm going to make sure that it's in landscape, and I'm going to hit create. It's eventually going to load for me. And then I'm going to go File, Place, and I can start putting in my parts. So if I go into the desktop, box shoot, I'm going to put the bottom in first, and I'm going to go Place. It's not a bad idea to tick Show Import Options here. Hit Place. This will just make sure you get the scale correct. I want this to be original size. Okay. I'm going to drop that one there. Drag it and move it like so. File, Place again. I'm going to do side 1, Place, okay. So we're just going to nest these, so we're going to space them out a little bit so they're nice and efficient on the laser cutter. I'm going to go Command C, Command V, because I need 2 of those. Like so. Then I'm going to go File, and I'm going to go Place. And I'm going to go side 2. Place. Okay. Put one about there. Control C, Control V to get a copy of it. Or Command C, I should say. And that's all my 5 pieces. Now they're in black, which is good. Black is the color that we use in Adobe Illustrator to make sure that it's going to be a through cut, so it's going to cut the whole way through. If you wanted to have, say, some sort of pattern on here, let's say you want it made of rectangles, so I could draw like a rectangle here. So let's say that you wanted, and then one coming in, and one coming in. I'm sure you do this a lot neater than I am. So say you wanted a pattern like that, but you just wanted it to be engraved in, so the machine actually just cuts a line into it, but it doesn't cut it the whole way through, so it engraves the line. You would select all those, and then down here on stroke color. So remember from semester 1, this stroke color down here, the one with the hollow box, you change that to red, like so. Now that means that when we send it to the machine, and when I go to cut them all, I'll know that that's a that guy there is going to be just a single line engrave, so a partial cut. If I wanted to actually engrave a logo or something like that, so the same way that you did year 9, you can, so stencils work well, or silhouettes. So we'll go jump onto Google. If you want to do something like a KTM logo, is not a bad one. Just like you did in year 9, you can find something high contrast like so. Right click on it, copy image, jump into Illustrator, Command V. And then what you want to do to this one is you might go drag. So first of all, I like to drag it into the grey so I can see what I'm doing. And you hit image trace up here, and then expand. We want to delete the white stuff out. You'll remember this from the license plate program. So to do that, you should be able to go white arrow, click on the background. So you use the white selection arrow up here, direct selection tool. Back to the black arrow. And the first thing we want to do is we want to change that to the engraved color. Now the engraved color is blue, so it's a fill. So down on the left here, we go to, I'll just make it bigger so you can see. We go to this fill here, which is the full square. Double click on that. Make it a dark blue. It doesn't really matter as long as I can tell what's going on. Like so. Oh, that doesn't want to go. That doesn't want to go blue because it's black and white. If that happens, you need to go to so try and change it back to blue. There we go. So I just had to force it by going and changing the stroke again. I actually jumped to a gradient first. I'm not sure if that helped it. And then you can resize it. Always hold the shift key. Might rotate it. Make it a bit smaller. This should all be coming back to you from your t-shirt exercise, and you throw them out like that. So that's a raster engrave. So if you need to engrave if you want to fill a shape in, it needs to be blue. If it's just made of lines, it needs to be red. And if it's going to be cut through, it needs to be black. And then finally what you do is you go File. Once you're happy and you want it sent to the laser cutter, you go File, Save As. And then we do it as Adobe Illustrator. And I'm going to call it my name, Holst Lamp. Hit Save. And version, we want to change that to Illustrator 8. Okay. And now once I've got that file, I am ready to laser cut it for you. Thank you.